Adrienne Kress is here. She is an award-winning author. Yes, she is. And her latest book, The Explorers, The Reckless Rescue, is available for all of us to read. She's here in studio today, and it's great to have you. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little drenched.
From the rain.
Admit, yes. It's more like a lovely mist.
It is.
Yeah, like I'm misting for like hours.
But
and
you
hours.
look fabulous.
Well, thank you. Well, it's really good for like the skin and stuff. But yes, thank you.
For people who don't know, tell us a little bit about you. Toronto raised?
Yes, yeah,
born
Toronto,
and raised?
born and raised. Pretty much my whole. I started studying theater at art schools from the age of 11. So I've just been a drama major, I've said, until my 20s. And then I moved to England for a few years to study theater there.
Right.
Came back to Toronto. But while I was there, that's when I started to write kids' books. And that's where that whole thing.
Why do you think?
That is a good question. Why?
Because I mean, they are both creative. They are both creative.
They are. I mean, I've always been a writer. My father taught creative writing, and so all those lessons he would sort of bring home, and so I would sort of do creative writing at home with him. And I've always loved telling stories, whether it be playing make-believe or creating stories. Mm-hmm. And then once I got more into the acting, I started writing plays, because I figure I can direct them, I can star in them. Oh, how convenient.
Yes.
So I was writing a fair few plays. I did a play at the Edinburgh Fringe while I was living in England, and then I tried to write another play. And I couldn't seem to come up with anything. So while I was dealing with that writer's block, I thought, well, what else can I write? And I love kids' books. It's not just that I like writing for kids, it's that I, as Adrienne, as an adult, love reading them. I love the hope, I love the whimsy, I love the absurdity and the adventure. So I went, well, they say write what you know, and I read so many kids' books. So I started writing a children's novel, and it just sort of went from there, and it was amazing, and it's an incredible experience.
Because this is not your first book, by any means. So is there a recurring theme that you seem to either have consciously or maybe even not in the books that you write?
I definitely. I enjoy adventures. They're almost always adventures. But I think friendship and sort of there's family that you're born with, and then the family you sort of make along your journeys and meeting people. And I really think friendship is important. I sometimes think we elevate romance to such like the ultimate of all relationships, right? But I think friendship is just as important and just as necessary. So that is always a theme throughout all of my books.
And important, you think, as a teacher for children about friendship, perhaps?
Well, absolutely.
In this day and age where
I think for sure. I mean, I definitely want to show three-dimensional, interesting characters. The biggest compliments I consider a compliment are when teachers and kids alike say that like my characters seem really real, and they're flawed, and they have to work on things, and sometimes as friends and as relationships happen, it's not always perfect. And sometimes, for example, in this series, Sebastian, so it's two leads, Sebastian and Evie, and Sebastian has to start to figure things out about himself, and is maybe doing the inappropriate thing actually the right thing to do. And by meeting Evie, who's a lot more risk-taking and up for any adventure,
strong women characters, I hear, is a very...
I mean, I think, but it's not just about strength as in, like, totally, like, kick butt, which I love.
Yes.
But also strong as in they have three dimensions. They are human beings.
Flawed.
They're flawed, exactly, because I think that's incredibly important to also
fail
show.
and succeed.
Yes, and face challenges, and sometimes, make mistakes. And I think that's an important lesson. You can learn, I can make a mistake, the world doesn't end. I can apologize, I can learn, I can grow and move on and be stronger for it.
This is the latest book, The Explorers, The Reckless Rescue. Tell us where you got sort of your vision for this. Where did you draw from?
Well, honestly, from the adventure concept, but there are in real life. So I've created an Explorers Society, which is sort of a a place all around the world where you can explorers hang out. But this is based on the actual Explorers Club. You see it a lot. Often you see it in oldie-timey movies, sort of in Victorian movies. Generally, it will almost always be men at these clubs.
Yep.
So I definitely changed that up. And not just, white men or white women as well. So I definitely, making it more modern. But I just always thought that was so fascinating. The stories people must have, and also just the things that must be in it. So it's a bit like my Chocolate Factory, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Does the writing help the acting, and the acting help the writing?
Yes, I would say so. I think the acting really helps the writing. I think that's where the three-dimensional characters come from. I think I've learned how to be very quick at creating a character. Sometimes you go into an audition and they hand you a script and they go, here, read it. Okay. So like spur of the moment, creating depth and truth and honesty. Well, there's a comma, there's a, right away. So I think that's been a huge benefit. And then also, quite frankly, I love doing readings. I love going to schools. I love doing visits, interacting with kids.
Just quickly, we've got about a minute left. What are some of the comments that you get from the kids that are reading your books?
Oh, I mean, my favorite is that it's just really funny. That makes me super happy when they love that. There's also a pig in a teeny hat in the first book, The Door in the Alley, and then this one as well. And he's very, very, very popular. And the best compliment I get, honestly, from teachers is that reluctant readers really enjoy them because of the action and the comedy and all of that.
Quickly, where do we get the book?
Chapters, Indigo, indie bookstores, and online, everywhere books are sold.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, to join us today. Excellent set of books, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you
You're
so
delightful.
much.
Thank you so much. Adrienne Kress, grab her books. We're going to have a lot more daytime coming up, so stay tuned.